Howdy. My name is Alex, but you can call me Pityu. I think I should introduce myself to my non-existent audience, so they might understand a bit more about this channel than the obvious. Which is that it might seem that it is a gaming channel, but it's not. So, about me. Originally I'm from Hungary, but I live and work in the UK. I'm a low-class guy with the 4th decade under my feet, and I have some reasons why I'm trying to popularize my channel. No, not the money. Not even an agenda. But we'll get to that soon enough. The main themes on my channel are the kind of stuff that most people misunderstand most of the time. I did too. If you would have asked me 15 years ago what I was interested in the most, first I would have jokes about booties, and probably fire juggling. But then I would have answered that I'm really deep into personalities, motivation, relationships and making people feel better. Then, if you would have asked me if I'm interested in psychology, I would have answered that no, not really. Even though I was visiting a psychologist regularly for about a year during high school, but that's a story for another time. I felt that I was more into philosophy, because I didn't know what those really meant. I mean, I knew a lot already, I just did not know what I did know and what I did not. Does that make any sense? Let me put it this way. Imagine a cake, and that whenever you take a slice, another cake will appear, so you can have a slice from that too. But that means that there will be another cake again, and all of them are there only for you to eat. You can share a slice or two with others, but that just means that you'll get more new cakes, and this just goes on forever. That is how I see knowledge, a never-ending cake fest. So, with understanding that, my relationship with psychology changed a lot. I was learning a lot unofficially, which means not in school, about some directions of the matter, and now I see people having the same misunderstandings that I was in. And with my enlightened eyes, I see others too who assume that they know all this stuff naturally, and then they spread stupidity. I started to understand some aspects and connections about these that I couldn't before, and saw that in the vast network of people that is a complete mess. That's when sociology came in contact with the rest. I like that mess, just as much as I don't. As this is an introduction about me and my channel, this sentence described me the most, I guess. I have my own views, and I did spread those carefully amongst people I have or had close to me, and some glimpses amongst those who were interested in my posts on Facebook. Not caring about my Facebook popularity, you can guess that those didn't mean a lot. After a while though, I got a lot of suggestions that I should do something with my knowledge. Blogs or vlogs or whatever. Although for a long time I had other goals in my life and I wanted to achieve those, and at the same time I didn't really believe that my views are interesting enough. So I had to fail first. And there's that I have no interest in sitting in front of a camera and talk like I'm the smartest guy in the room where I sit alone and pack all my earthly values behind me for you to see. When in 2018 I have returned to the UK, I had the opportunity to start working on me able to make videos, talking about this stuff, and at the same time I was about to use my free time to play video games that I have missed in the last decade while I was chasing something that is lost for me now. There is a long story about the years leading me here, and that will start after this video. I thought that YouTube is mostly for young people in a certain age interval, and I didn't want to address them the way that many content creators and streamers do. But then I realized that even though I'm older, I find content relevant to me, and that those younglings are growing up, and they get more interested in understanding the real world. There are many of them lost in the ways how people and relationships work, and they listen to the advices of those who are also disconnected from reality or just saying popularized phrases for the views. I'm not interested in that. If I were, I know what I should do. What should I play with? What should I talk about? How should I act? I'm walking the harder path, I know, but for me, this is the one worth walking. As I said, there is a mess. People got more extremists, and at the same time, lost. I might not achieve a lot with trying to make more sense and make it better, but I decided to give it my 2 cents. And by that I don't mean at all that there aren't good content creators who spread valuable vibes. Quite the opposite. That's why I'd like to become one of them. So I have started to play the games I'm interested in, record some, and use them as a screen instead of my face. Believe me, my face is worse than my voice, so you guys are lucky that I'm not delusional about my appearance. There's gonna be different types of contents. At the beginning some normal gameplays, probably the least interesting stuff, but that's the one where I can improve my English routine without vocabulary and editing tricks. Then the talkthroughs, which is where I get deep into the subjects and where I can practice the tone of my voice, so one day I might achieve the Pleasure for Ears award. And then this type of vlog, where the game is just a visual background instead of me. This is actually the first episode of that. It will contain a story of how I got here for the small percentage who is interested in that. But it could be all of you. I mean, 1/4 of 0 is the same as 4/4 of 0, isn't it? Don't worry, I change the confidence act as soon as I get views. And that might be never. Anyways, the other part of the log videos will portray my journey to fame here on YouTube. The sooner I reach a better reception, the sooner that log changes to a different content. Because I have other ideas too, but these are more than overwhelming enough for me to start. So, who's gonna come with me on me adventure? It will be inconsistent. It might be controversial. It will probably have so many missteps that I don't plan to count them. But it will be fun. For me at least. For you? I don't know. I don't even have an idea who you are really.